Hey, I'm Amber Maud Cathy here at Nashville Vocal Studio, and today we're going to talk about developing your upper register, those high notes in your voice. So your head voice or your falsetto. So I'm a big believer in always focusing on that part of your voice because working in that upper register, no matter where you're going to actually be singing, just builds in more flexibility and agility throughout your entire range. But today we're going to really focus on living in that upper area, really singing songs where you spend some time up there. So if we take the new Sam Smith song To Die For, I think he starts here, I look for you. So obviously that is not in my head voice. Generally, women and men's voices voice an octave apart. So if I take it up, I look for you. You can hear that's my head voice register. Every day, every night, I'm gonna jump ahead. As I wander down the avenue, so confused. Guess I'll try and force a smile. Pink lemonade. So then he goes into more of a mix voice there. So to be able to work and live up in that area for songs like that, and certainly Sam Smith, for example, has songs that go much higher than that. He has a fantastic head voice that he likes to live in a lot. We first want you to just be able to feel where that upper register kind of lies and what that feels like. So how we're going to do that is we're first going to start you with what's called a vocal siren. No specific pitches. You're just going to lighten up your volume and start and think about floating on top of a note and coming back down. It's kind of like a police siren, fire siren, woo, 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 or a woo girl, woo. No particular pitches. A lot of times when singers hear me do a vocal siren, they start to stress out a little bit because they think, oh, I can't sing that high. No particular pitch. Just play around with feeling that kind of disconnected, right? It doesn't feel connected in your body. This floating in the head, therefore head voice or falsetto literally translates to false voice. It's not a false voice. It is absolutely part of your register, a really important part of your register, but it feels kind of disconnected to the body. Floaty is what I say. So woo, 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 wherever that is for you, first play around with that. Then once that starts to feel comfortable, you can come back to the video and we're going to take that vocal siren and we're actually just going to do a smaller version of that in between two pitches. So we're going to do it on a sliding fifth. That just means 5 notes apart and it sounds like this. Working up your range. That's a pretty good place for females to start. You male singers, you might want to start a little bit higher or lower. It really just depends on where that transition happens in your voice. One thing I want you to remember, if you watched, my arm went out in front of me and lifted on top. Many times the reason high notes become so difficult for us is because we're thinking of them as going up. I've got to get up there. And as soon as we do that, you heard that in my voice just whenever I said that. As soon as we think up, everything tightens and we try to put a bunch of pressure under our vocal folds. Our vocal folds are tiny, tiny, right? For women, let's say about the size of a penny to a nickel in length. Men, let's say nickel to a quarter absolute maximum in length. They're very tiny, quite delicate actually, even though quite powerful. It's amazing all the things that they can do. And all that they do whenever we go to sing higher pitches is they thin out. So I don't want you to be thinking about moving up in terms of this. I want you to think about a straight line in front of you. But what you might have noticed is I think a straight line in front of me, but if every note is a round tone, so whether we're talking about a full round supported quality of sound, or you need to think about a round note head on a musical staff, that note is right in front of me, but what I want to do is lift on top of it. I want to sit on top of that note versus trying to come underneath it, which automatically gets us kind of stuck in our throat and really makes that head voice feel impossible. So I hope this tip was helpful for you. If it was, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and please come back often.